Hi, hello, and howdy. I'm Aura, and on today's episode of Shit You Probably Don't Care About, the NES Top Loader. NES, as an original Nintendo, you're probably used to seeing the big VCR boxy fucker. This is the slim version of that. So they did improve upon the original. They made it top loader. The original had an issue where it wouldn't always read the games, so they fixed that. They also added a new controller design that was more off the Super Nintendo. It had rounded edges, so you didn't have that square edge poking you in your fucking palm. Um, and they released this as a budget model. It was released later in the console's life. This came out after the Super Nintendo had already launched. This was Nintendo's like attempt at like a last push kind of, make some minor improvements. Let's get all the rest of these NES games out the door, make room for the Super Nintendo. So a lot of people didn't buy this because they were already moving on to the next thing. This was already old news. But yeah, they made some minor improvements, but they also made a drawback because the original had AV ports, the little red and yellow port on it. You could put straight into your AV connector on your TV. This didn't have that. They got rid of it, and it only has a coaxial. Well, you would plug the RF adapter in here and then plug the coaxial end into your TV. Coaxial being the little screw. Uh, you know, Old antennas and fucking cable and shit like that. Yeah, little screw, coaxial. Um, so yeah, they do have a mod for this to add AV ports right here on the back. It's a little more of an advanced mod though. You do need to do some soldering and stuff. I haven't got to it personally, but we will get there when we get there. They also didn't have an indicator light on this, so you turn it on, nothing. This is what it looks like when it's plugged in. Also a simple mod. Mine has actually an LED installed in here that I added. Simple, cheap mod. You do need to solder that as well, but lets you know when it's on, so you have a visual cue as opposed to just trying to look at the slider. Yeah, NES top loader, 101 model.